I'm just kidding. I'm realizing this isn't visual. I stabbed him with a stamp.
I think people could tell.
You're a scorpion now. Oh my god. I got pointy fingies and a sharp tail.
I'm like Darth Vader from the Super Famicom. No, the Famicom game.
Oh.
Yeah, where you slap Darth Vader and he becomes a scorpion.
I'm a fish now.
But
Hiromi is my favorite 80-year-old man.
Yeah.
Again, we stand Hiromi
Well, you know
what's household.
Yeah, you know what's super funny though? I think about Revice is I feel like this happens a lot in Kamen Rider, where it's like
they just like an actor so much that they write him
no,
into the show.
Not even that. Like people turn on this show a lot, and like Hiromi's one of those points where it's like I feel like he shouldn't have worked, but he did.
I know, right?
And it's like I feel like some people are like, oh, overhyped and like whatever else. I love Hiromi as a character. Like we heard that he wasn't meant to be on this long and everything, and
I'm glad he's here though. I'm
yeah.
so happy he's here.
I kind of weird that he gets no resolution with Vale. Vale just kind of ate him and made him an 80-year-old man, and that's kind of it. So.
But I will say I made this comparison earlier, but I love the comparison of him and Kagura of just like characters like within the show, and I imagine also this kind of includes fans of just loving him. Like everyone's like Hiromi, we love you, Hiromi, you're part of our family, and he's like, oh. Thank you. I love you too. And then there's Kagura where they're like, oh, Kagura, we love you. You're part of our family. He's like,
fuck off.
No. I don't wanna. I make curry. Okay, maybe, but no. He's just so charming.
I like him as a look. He's like just a generic hero guy where he's like literally. I like how his like line about him giving up his life to save people. I like how George is like, you have to shelve that. No more. You're not allowed to say that anymore.
Fine.
And he's like, fine, give me the belt. And I like how they used his character, honestly. Like, they had him disappear for a while because I feel like they had no really use for him in the story. They gave him amnesia. They gave him a whole spin-off on the Blu-rays, which that's the most depressing.
God. Dear Gaga, it's like 2 episodes.
It's 2 little specials.
Fucking Christ,
it's literally just there so you can watch Hiromi's mom die.
God.
Like, it was the saddest thing where it's like he didn't
even have amnesia. He faked it.
Yeah, he faked his amnesia.
Like, I'm old, basically, and I don't know if I want to or if I can. Like, I feel like I let everyone down. I let the commander down. Just, oh my God.
And then he got his bow.
And then, he through so many different reasons of, like, people coming and visiting him, and, like, there was, like, this kid that was getting bullied into, like, stealing
strawberries.
And just, like, and you slowly see his mom like get sick. We never hear what, but I'm sure it's.
She's like, oh, they're like, oh, it's terminally ill. She has like a months.
And I have to say, because she tried to do the thing of like, you don't need to stay and take care of me. Go and be a hero. I actually really love and admire the fact that he stayed with her the whole time.
He's like, I need to be a good son.
Yeah, he like pushed her wherever she wanted to go in the wheelchair. He would carry her to the bathroom. Like, he would cook dinner for her and just spend time with her and just be a good son.
And honestly, the only thing is, it felt like it was.
Oh my God! When he found that, like, he told her to throw away his uniform, and she fucking kept it. And he found it after she died, and he just started crying. I was like, "Someone hug Hiromi, please."
Yeah. Also, the time he self-loves Cove.
I love Cove. Actually,
yeah, well,
just, like,
he did have to protect.
She would always just be like as a little ghost, like being like Hiromi. Like, it was so cute.
It's cute. Like I said, I liked him as demons a lot. I like how it's like his cult, like he's always like, I have to put Daiji back in place. Like I have to make sure he's okay. He's like every time.
Older brother figure.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like I think it's really funny because then he gets the Demons Troopers like as his like gang, and like then it's never mentioned afterwards. So it's almost like, hey, buy these stamps. Okay, no, it don't matter.
Thank you.
And it's so weird because it's like I said, Dear Gaga feels like it ends with him being like, okay, he's gonna be a rider until the bitter end, and then like he really didn't. He had like a couple other times as demons.
Like half of these spin-offs are just meant to depress you even further.
And honestly, yeah. So it's like I feel like there's not a whole lot to talk about Hiromi though. It's like he just kind of. I just liked him a lot. He was a good guy. All right, so do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about George? George
Yeah, I feel like
George
that's
isn't his
decent.
dad. He was still one of my favorite characters. He's such a weird guy.
I guess I'll include his dad in this just because I feel like they also go
Masamune.
kind of hand to hand.
Yeah. And I think it's really interesting they made him like the Kamen Rider fan. Even though it's like I'm still not sure whether it's fiction or not in this universe, but like I like that they show that Kamen Rider in a way is like one of George's coping mechanisms. Like that's something he will always enjoy. Even when we were in Beyond Generations and he literally grew Kamen Riders into tubes.
Let's not question that, I guess.
Like he's the guy who built all the belts, like, based off what his dad was doing and everything. And it's like, I feel like they wanted to do more characters where maybe he could be a little bit more sinister.
I feel like the main emotion that these two characters really felt was just regret. Like, for everything.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, his dad regretted, like, everything that he did with that organization, what they did to...
What he
like,
did to Junpei and everything. He's like, I made the deal with the devil. I legitimately caused all of this.
I need to fix it. Like, he ends up putting, like, his own demon into
George so something can be left for him. He's like, so a little bit of him, so he's in there.
Yeah, and I imagine also probably because he's like, he made the demon's driver for George, so I wonder if that also has to do with, like, I don't know if he'll have a demon. I need to make sure he at least has one. So to, like, feed off of, if that was...
So Vale doesn't try to eat him, I guess, yeah.
Yes, and just... Because that was, like, the whole thing, that, like, the demon's driver was technically for George. And,
yeah, in a way.
And, like, and obviously George is, like, you know, his dad, like, just left for a long time, and he has all these Because, I mean...
And, like,
science. I've had, like, people in my life, I haven't personally gone through this, that have had, like, you know, dads that just weren't in the picture. And I feel like a lot of the emotions that they had in this were very real. Like, I feel like a lot of the issues that they do tackle in the show, they have either been through or they have, like, spoken to people that have. Because, like, a lot of the emotions that he goes through and a lot of, like, the changes that he goes through from being, like, you know, kind of, like, standoffish to being, like, a friend to being angry again to being full on, like, villainous. Like, I was technically right when I said I think George will be a villain. He technically was for, like, an episode and a half.
I guess.
And then it's just, like, and then, like, all the emotions finally kind of crashing down on him.
Bumble.
And then, like, accepting it and then, like,
steps
to move on, like, after he dies.
Yeah. His dad...
And, oh my God, when his dad died and George was like, no, I'm not gonna... He's like, dude, you need... Like,
he's dying.
Hiromi's like, you need to go and
or you're gonna regret it.
You're gonna regret it because he is on the verge.
He's dying.
And then like, he was all standoffish, like, no, I don't want to talk to that fucker. And then he's like, you know what? No, I have to go and do it and make up and just, like, see what I can do to, like...
talk to my dad, get closure.
To get a little bit of closure. Thank you, I couldn't think of the word. And then he goes, and he's already dead.
Yeah.
And
it was...
just...
They're
he
like
never got the closure, and that was what really.
That's what pushed him over. Like, and that's the thing I want to say about Masamune. Is that he blames himself for it all. He's like, I'm sorry.
This is all my fault.
Yeah, he's literally just like, me working for Noah was the fucking worst thing. He lost his face.
Funny enough,
burned himself.
Little tidbit. Apparently, like, the mask that he wears is just like a hunting mask that you can find on Amazon, and they just kind of painted half of it white.
And like,
which I might do at some point.
Like, yeah, and then he finds the Weekenders organization. He builds stamps and whatever, and like, I think it's really interesting is you did see that they did have a relationship though beforehand.
It was complicated, but there was a relationship.
Well, like when he was a little kid, because then we get like because we're already into it, like between him and his dad, because he felt like his dad didn't care. It's like he disappeared and then died and then comes back into his life and expects him to, like, you know, everything to be okay, and it's not.
And then it wasn't, and then like, that made him more.
And like
angry.
George was really standoffish, and then you think they get this
your heroes.
like they almost think they have this breakthrough in when they make the Gifford Rex stamp, and like they really kind of didn't. It only like delayed certain things, and like he's just again thinking he didn't care, and just like by the time he dies and he no longer can get that closure, he's just so done with everything. He's done with demons. He's done with his dad's work. He's tired of being in his shadow. He's like, everything I've been doing up to this point is because of him. I have his demon. I have been making it based off demons. I'm tired of it, and it's that
now I'm gonna make sure that what I make is the best.
Yeah, it's the strongest.
And
And like,
by the way, I wasn't expecting all this shit to come from the fucking like
Kamen Rider nerd.
Kamen Rider weeaboo that we saw, like just spider. Kill it with a spider stamp. But
oh my god.
But you know what? But you stay over there. We'll be fine for now.
Yeah.
You remember what I was saying about just don't be near me and real? But
yeah.
What was I saying? The spider distracted me.
That like George's thing with his dad.
I wasn't expecting this much character out of this person. Like I wasn't expecting this much personality and growth and arc out of fucking
Well,
George.
yeah, I like how he learned that in some ways he was a really shitty person.
Yeah, I
like he
the
was
fact
like
that there aren't really a lot of like solidly good and bad guys in here.
Well,
there's
like,
a lot of like in betweens and
there's
grays and people switching, based off of what they think is right in the moment. It's really nice.
Yeah, and
really
it's like again, like he felt very moments where he was very morally gray. Like he gave Hiromi the Demon's Driver fully knowing what it would do. And he even said, oh, because at first Hiromi didn't know, so it was something George was keeping from him. And like you kind of learn, like you know what I mean? He has to learn everything. And again, like that moment when you find out his dad does care and he kept all those drawings and everything of how much, and bringing George's ambitions and dreams to life, it just caused him to hurt. And like that final like as rushed as it almost felt, like all of a sudden like being like, oh, we're not done yet, even though he's beaten, he's not done fighting though. And like Revice is just like, I'm tired of you shouldn't let this hold you down anymore. It's like you can still make things right with your dad. You have that option. You're keeping your memories. You have
the option.
Yeah, it's like every time I fight, I lose something. And like being like, but the thing that you and your dad made is the strongest thing you will ever do. It's like it's the perfect thing between you and your father, and I am not letting you beat that.
It's the perfect embodiment between you. It's the perfect physical representation of the bond between you and your dad, and how you working together is the strongest thing. And no matter what
family is important, yeah.
No matter what you make, it will never be stronger than me, because I am what you and your dad created together.
I'm your original OC, do not steal.
Yeah, I very much like people have a lot of problems with Juga. I don't really have that much because I feel like it just kind of fits with George's character a lot. Like
my self-insert.
It is funny, like I did like I made the joke of like, Revice being his OC and Juga being his self-insert, and they're just fighting to see who wins.
That's pretty much it. I also love the shark that's just kind of hanging out, just like.
And also it does kind of make sense, like. Of like, him being a mixture of all of his favorites. Like those 10 are his favorites. Like,
yeah, they stated those were his favorite riders.
It's just like it's a mixture of all of his favorite things, and like it's just like, why would you, if you in this situation theoretically, it's like if like your favorite was Kuga, then of course like you would probably want to make something kind of similar to that.
Yeah, and like that's pretty much all I have for.
That a lot of people don't like the asymmetry, and I'm completely fine with it. Honestly.
Yeah,
I like the suit.
Honestly, it's grown on me a lot.
But yeah, you weren't the biggest fan at first, but like I was always fine with it.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite, but
so yeah,
I like it.
Where do you want to go next? Obviously, because George and Hiromi and George and his dad are.
Do you want to like? You want to just kind of get the weekend out of the way, since we kind of talked about the dad?
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot. Like,
it's kind of just like this fake family that like.
Who's the dad from Ninja, which I don't remember outside of him being kind of a dick.
What's the kid's name? Like Haruki? I think so.
Hikari?
Hickory?
He's Hickory Smoke Bait. He's a Hickory Smoke Bait.
We've just been calling him Weekender Kid.
Yeah, Weekender Kid.
And I think it's Hikaru.
Hikaru. Hikaru. Keep
now
going.
A haiku.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I scratched.
But yeah, no. So.
It's almost kind of unfortunate that
he's been there like episode 2 or 3. Like he's
been there for a long time, but they just really didn't do much with
this
character.
None of even the family. Like they were just kind of there to be an evil organization that at first I was like, Sakura.
Evil. They're just kind of fighting the man.
Well, exactly, and it's just like and it was before we knew Phoenix was fully evil, and like we were just like, Sakura, do not go into his creepy basement. That's where you go to die.
It's just like no, go and tell people, come back back with reinforcements. Do not go into the creepy glowing basement that you were obviously being led into. Please no. Please be a smart girl. And then she did, and I was like, oh, thank God. It's not even that his character is bad. I just don't.
He's boring.
He's kind of boring.
He's the character I care about the least.
Like, I wouldn't be like one of those
I wouldn't
people
hate him.
that hate him, but I also like genuinely like I know that there's people where like they really do like him. I've seen like one person's explanation as to why they like him. It's literally just because they think everybody else hates him, and I'm like, okay, man, whatever floats your boat. But if you really, really like Hikaru, which one was it? I already
Weekender
forgot.
Kid.
Weekender Kid. But like, if you genuinely really like this character, please tell me why. I am genuinely curious as to why.
And like the fake family was there.
Like, literally no judgment whatsoever. I'm legitimately just curious.
Yeah. Also, like there's like outside, like there's nothing really say. Like the mom was there. They died. That's it. That's all I could say about the fake
brutal,
mom and dad.
Brutal.
Like the main director guy fucking kills the dad, and the mom is just getting overswarmed by giftarians and dies.
I mean, I can see like like from the kid's perspective, like this was like what I thought was supposed to be my family. Yeah, it was fake, but it was mine. And
yeah, and he was just like, but I
in front of me, and it's just like I feel like there was a lot that could have been done there, but just again, I feel like they're like they had their priorities. They had to stick to them. It's like it's okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to like the Dead Mans, or do you have more to say?
If we're going to the Dead Mans, I gotta talk about my favorite Dead Man member, Colt Grandma. Who's one of the first giftarians we gotta see. Like, I still talk about this to this day. So when I get the Geef stamp, I'm definitely making this joke. Of just like the grandma who's just like, I thought we were supposed to kill all the humans. He's like, all right. She's like, finally. And that's when she gets eaten by the giftarian.
I wanted to kill all the humans.
It's like that's just the joke. Where it's like
funny.
This old grandma was just so ready to sacrifice herself to make a demon that would wipe out humanity. She was so ready.
She's like, let me kill those fuckers.
All right.
Let them die.
Okay, so obviously we're gonna save the big girl for last.
Okay. Do you want to talk about Occulta? Just because I feel like there's.
He's just an evil dick. He's just an evil dickbag who's apparently perfect at everything, and his dad hates him.
Yeah, like he did have an interesting backstory.
What was his real name? Makoto or something like that?
No, I always called him Orca because the name like spelled out the way it does looks like orca whale.
Yeah, but Occulta was just he was the second demons.
It was really funny like near the end when Gifu was kind of spewing out everyone he'd absorbed, and he just kind of looked all pouty in like a fetal position in a bubble, just this sucks. Like that was.
Oh yeah.
And
But
I was like, oh, I wonder if he'll come back, but no, like there's like he's gonna be coming back in the special.
He might come back in a special if that special's gonna happen. We don't know yet. But we got like
not a lot to say, honestly.
He's just an evil dickbag who's I guess like the person who's supposed to be like the perfect demons because he was the one who could use all the geno mixes and everything. Yeah. And then like eventually Vale just told him to fuck off. He was like, you know what? Fuck you. You're not good enough. And then he gets eaten by Geef, and then we find out he's alive. That's pretty much it. Julio and Tamaki.
Oh my fucking god.
You were so you were like, he's a fucking creep. Fuck this guy. I don't like him. You didn't like his bowl haircut.
With a passion. I was like, because like
his sombrero.
He was so like I was like, ew, gross and sticky. Do not want at the very beginning because like he was basically just stalking Sakura and just kind of being weird and just like kind of being like the edgy boy that thinks he's being cool. But he's just a nerd, you know what I mean? Like, haha.
Hey, he played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Like, and just like.
Hey, he played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, and just like he is the kid that would be wearing an Akatsuki robe, running, doing the Naruto run down the halls in a high school. You know it.
But, he would be.
But it's such a weirdly specific description. I hated this character so fucking much, and then slowly this bastard crept into my heart.
Much like Vice.
Yeah, much like Vice.
But
Vice got into my heart much faster than him. But like I did genuinely like what they did with him.
Yeah, like how it was like he was doing it to be to get friends, to be like
a part of
something, and like he's been betrayed by like society and everything, even like his friends, and like that was his whole story.
His friend fucking died in front of his eyes.
Yeah, and became a giftarian. Yeah,
that was heartbreaking.
Like, and he was trying to apologize and give him back the card and everything.
He was about to get like closure and have a friend again because like a lot of what they were trying to do with
wants friends.
The Dead Mans was like I think we can save these people. Again, like, I feel like no one was just like on like,
Occulta just dies.
like, fuck no.
That's why he's in jail at the end in a straitjacket.
Straight up in jail. But like the other one's like, I feel like we
a lot of characters should be in jail.
They're just misguided people, you know. And again, I feel like Julio or Tamaki just wanted some fucking friends.
Yeah, and like one,
and like there was such a big chunk of time where he was technically useless.
Yeah, he was just a little bitch, and he just worked.
Making the joke of just like, okay, you guys are gonna go and defend this sector. You guys are gonna go and defeat these guys. Tamaki, yeah, go get some snacks. Like,
you get the Sunny D.
Like, I'll go get those snacks, because he's always just so enthusiastic about everything.
Yeah, and like
it's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Also, I'm realizing we forgot to mention Hiromi and George's dynamic.
Dear God, I was not fucking expecting that, because
I know we were in the middle of talking about Tamaki. Let's finish that real quick.
I'm okay with switching real quick.
No, wait, no. Let's just finish it up, because I'm almost done talking about Tamaki. I like you said, they gave him where it's like he didn't have to fight. They were like, oh, we'll help you out. They let him work at the bathhouse and everything. He's still kind of a whiner, but eventually he still was like, you know what? I need to fight. I need to do more. Even though he wasn't a writer.
I was okay with him being
like I liked him as over demons way more than I liked Hikaru, Haruka.
So good. No.
Like I don't
mind me. I'm just getting water.
But like I genuinely think like he was a really well done character, and he turned out he was a fan favorite. Yeah, and I feel like that's how everyone reacted to him. It's like he's a fan favorite.
I can see why.
Yeah. So let's go back, George and Hiromi. Like they at first.
Oh my God! Be still my beating fucking heart.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I think it's super funny. Like at first, until like he apologizes, he's just like they have like this almost thing of like test rat and the guy who found out that he was the test rat.
It has like such a weird dynamic, and they just kind of like went from like awkward to kind of just hanging out.
Yeah, and then they just became friends, and like they always felt like they were friends because they always had to interact and everything. But like George was always like the kind of like I have the power over you, dick. No, I'm fine. Like, and like he's just, and like they really like it's almost like George didn't respect Hiromi. Like, and he slowly gained respect and, you know, made the mass-produced demon drivers and everything. But at the end...
Oh my God. So...
Do you want to say it?
Sure. So, near the end, and they were just kind of talking. I mean, again, I'm always the first person to be like, haha, they're gay. They're in a relationship, you know what I mean? I'm literally always the first person to, like, point that out or make that joke.
Yeah.
But then, like, there was, like, a certain part near the end where they were literally just... eating parfaits, like, in a fucking little dessert diner, arguing over how to pronounce it, and just cute little bickering back and forth. And then I just kind of paused and looked at you, and I was like, are they on a date?
Earlier in the episode, we thought they were going in for a kiss.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, like, they were in, like, the
bathtub.
And, like, they were talking, and then there was one part where, like, one of them, like, they were, like, looking, like, so deep into each other's eyes.
And don't forget...
and then, like, one of them, like, either, like, shifted or, like, moved a little bit, and both of us were like, whoa, did they almost go for a kiss? And then they went for parfaits afterward, and they, like, having this cute little back and forth, just, are they on a date? Like, what the fuck?
Oh my God, no, and my favorite part, this is what I had to say, when they were gonna go to the dad's grave, we didn't know, you didn't realize at first, but you just saw Hiromi give George flowers.
Yeah, you're like a bouquet of flowers. I was like, wait a minute. I for some reason missed the part about him saying he was going to his dad's grave, and he gave them to George, and I literally like leapt back in my chair, like, he gave him flowers. Like I was, because here's the thing. I know that there was like that one relationship in Ryuki, was it?
Oh, the guys who fucked and then killed each other?
Because, like, here's the thing, like, I'm the first
person... By the way, that was the Geo spin-off of Ryuki thing.
Like, it's like, there's sex and then there's relationship, you know? Like, there's a big difference between the two.
What about Bravo?
There's no hiding with Bravo. But here's the thing, like, I feel like, Toku in general, Kamen Rider and Sentai, I guess in particular, really always... I guess maybe some instances in Ultraman, but, like, I can think of examples for the other ones. Like, it feels like they've always really, really wanted and really tried to, like, kind of have some sort of representation, but there's probably some suits higher up that just say, no, that's, no. Because it's just, sadly, again, it's just not okay in Japan. Like, it's not, like, I guess socially as socially acceptable.
Even though you think it would be. That's the weird part.
It seems like on the common people, like, no, like, they don't seem to care that much. But, like, they won't legalize it in, like, their laws or anything.
Yeah.
And, like, they'll have it in, like, anime and, like, maybe in TV shows. I'm not that familiar with, like, more normal television, I guess.
Which is funny because if I remember in Sailor Moon, some of the Sailor Scouts are fucking lesbians.
It happens sometimes, but like
lesbians are okay.
But obviously, it's like you can only have so much representation when it's like it's not legal or like it's like it's not like accepted. By,
it's funny. This does go into the next part,
and like it's like it does funny enough, and it's just like for a second I was like, holy shit, they managed to actually put a gay couple in here, like canonically, like. Again, like, I always, like, obviously, like, there's, like, characters where it's, like, it feels like they pretty much are a couple, and that's what the creators want you to see, but they can't just outright
Are you talking about Ankh
it.
again?
Yeah, like, Ankh and Edgy, or fucking Dante and...
Goto.
Goto. I don't know why I never remember his name. Like, it's like it seems like they want to say it, but they can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought for a moment, oh my god, they actually managed to do it, and then you're like, no, they're going to scrape, and I was like, fuck!
Yeah, no, that's what that was.
It made my heart skip a beat for a second.
Yeah, so let's get to Hana/Aguilera.
Such good shit. So what a fucking crooked ass background this girl has.
Like she was raised in a cult to love a coffin.
She was legitimately groomed. This is like literally
the cough didn't groom her though. Could you imagine
what did you just say?
I said the coffin didn't groom her though.
I said the cough didn't groom her.
Could you imagine if Gifu like kind of was like thrown off, like he does come back and it would have accepted her and just been like, but actually I'll still never forget the slight hand touch and then the saddest little slap I've ever seen.
It's so funny. Oh my god.
Like
I forgot about that.
Like yeah.
But just what a sad story for a character, and I'm so.
And that's
glad.
all she knew.
Like, legitimately, like, it's the definition of grooming. Like, she was picked from a very, very young age, raised by this group of people, never really had
cult.
any outside input, and they were just like, when you grow up, you're gonna marry that. And
you're marrying the coffin.
Your whole life to him.
You will give it your life.
It was fucking creepy. And then, like, you are going to marry him. And then, like, when, like, they were still the Dead Mans, because, like, they disbanded pretty early. It was one of, like, the first big victories.
I know, it's kind of like, well, the Dead Man's with a cult, like, do you mean with Aguilera? Because, yeah, Aguilera, I want to say it's not until, like, the 20s.
But, either way, she was brainwashed, legitimately, like, brainwashed. Like, you were going to love this coffin, you were going to marry him, you were going to give him your life. And then, to the point where, like, she was literally trying on fucking wedding dresses and shit. And, like, just like, oh, he's my life, I'm so excited to be his bride, and blah, blah, blah. And it's fucking creepy as hell. And then it's like, oh, nope, we're gonna literally murder you, and he's gonna take your life in a more literal way. And she's sad. And then, like, when the Gifu coffin is just kind of going around, floating around, being all weird
T-posing.
and T-posing, she just, like, just such a lost look in her eyes, just
like
following it, not knowing what else to do. And when it finally, like, is moving and giving her attention, and like it's just like, and then it touches her face and smacks her.
That's where the break.
Other than it being hilarious, like it's like such a sad moment, and we get to see this character grow so much because she started with this like almost weird obsession with Sakura.
Yeah, she wanted her to be her friend, like be with her and be at her side. She's like, I wanted her to be one of the sacrifices for Gifu, so we can be back and be friends together. And like you can tell, like this is.
And then later on, it turns out it kind of turns into like
it's one of those situations that we were talking about earlier where it feels like they're very much in a relationship. They are together.
Not yet. Not
in a way.
Let's not get to that yet, because like it starts with like her being like, I don't want to be around anymore because all of my purpose is gone. But if I'm going to be defeated, I want it to be Sakura, and I don't.
Yeah, she wants to die.
And she's just like, I don't want my demon to be taken out from me. I just want to die, basically. And Sakura like gives it her all. A lot of like lessons that she needed to learn. And she basically sucked it up and she did exactly what she wanted, but in her way. And she separated her demon and gave her a second chance at life. And you see them hanging out. You see them being friends. I swear to fucking Christ, they went on a goddamn date. Like, they literally went on a date. Like, it was, like, even, like, you were like, I don't know.
I feel like everyone jumps to that.
And then there was a specific
there's one scene specifically
where you were now then convinced,
I was just like, I'm like, no, like, it feels like they're dating or something, because it's like there was a moment where Sakura was just kind of done. I can't remember if it was during that long Daiji arc or not.
I think so.
She was just like very upset about it, and like Hana just like grabs her and she's like, "What are you doing?" I just like, I want to be alone, and she's like, "Fine, you can be alone with me. I'm gonna be keeping a hold of you until you feel better." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like that's a legitimate like a moment of like it's like that happens for people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, and there's something when it feels a little bit more than friendship. You know what I mean?
Even though it's like probably like in the
that's how they're supposed to. That's probably how it's supposed to be. But it's like and like honestly, it was really cool. And like she got to become a Kamen Rider and everything. And like she's doing it because she's like, I need to atone for what I did as Aguilera. But like, you know,
Hannah, she turned like
and she pretty much was like, she was done with the name up to a point, and then she was like, you know, she later came to accept it and became the Kamen Rider Aguilera.
There's so many good character arcs.
I liked her arc, honestly. I think she turned out really well. So yeah. Is there anyone really left? Like,
I mean, like, there's like
I guess we could have made
like, smaller characters.
We could mention Akashi, the fucking Geef dude, the Geef director, the guy who came in really early on for Phoenix, and you're just like, oh, he's evil. Like,
he's really weird.
He was a really weird, eccentric guy with a fucking gross eye on his hand.
Yeah, and I think it was really funny. I basically, what, like, I was just like, oh look, it's honest. Like,
yeah,
it's like it's like, oh, he kind of looks like he could be Markiplier's dad. Like,
he's Markiplier accelerated.
Or I could see like if they were to do like an adaptation for whatever reason, I could easily see Markiplier like taking this character's spot. Like I say, like
he's such
with,
a
like,
wacky
the facial expressions and such like the weird way that he portrays things as like it's like a serious scary character, but he presents himself in such a goofy way that it makes it scarier kind of thing. Like, yeah,
well, it's like he's the guy. He's been existing since Geef first showed up, and he's there to watch humanity, to try to help it. So Geef,
fuck it, and just all the humans.
Yeah, like, well, it was stupid. He was and like again, he was kind of the person running Daiji along and everything. And again, I think it's funny when he dies twice.
Yeah.
Like, that was the funniest part. Where it's like he lost his immortality. We also have fucking, this, like, the doctor, like, Akemi, who was, like, one of the Phoenix members. But
she was interesting.
She was there and gone. She was Hiromi's doctor.
But, like, yeah, she was kind of just there and gone. Like, she wasn't, like, unimportant or anything.
Yeah.
But, and, like, again, like, her dying was, like, the big change for Daiji that gave him, like, his arc, but there's not a whole lot to say about her. I think it was really interesting that there's a lot of, like, returning characters in this. We got to see the people that he really, like, affected positively.
Also, we had a couple long-running, other Deadmans. Like, the Chameleon Deadman. He was, like, the one who was, like, the fake professor who broke Hiromi. Who broke him. Like, it's like he was supposed to be the original member of Phoenix, and, like, that wasn't actually his real face, but he liked his face, so he kind of kept it.
Like, I'm handsome.
And the other dude was actually pretty ugly. You have, like, I don't even remember.
Oh, man, that actor's a real person. Don't be that mean.
You're right.
I mean, there's also, like...
well, I'm saying, like, the eel guy, who's, like, the doctor who's always after Sakura, who never wanted
Creepy.
Who didn't
who I thought Julio was. Basically, the kind of character I thought Julio was.
And the funny part was, though, like, he was who didn't like becoming his demon form. Like, he was just using his stamp to make more stamps to do what he wants. And it was just kind of fucked up. And then you have the lawyer guy early on that, like, Iki sticks it to, that drives that dude mentally insane. And he's just like, oh, you're just an egotistical asshole. You're just as bad as me. Yeah, he's just like that, which that guy was cool.
I guess we didn't really mention Boo a lot.
Yeah, Boo's just kind of like a fun... He's the dad's
bro.
support friend
bro.
who helped him get free and had fabulous hair before his terrible balding.
I do love him though.
I liked him. I like how it's like he's like, I can't tell you.
He's a very simple guy. But
He's a weekender member.
He's that like uncle figure that you don't know whole lot about, but you love him because he's around.
If we're gonna make Full House comparisons, he's the Uncle Joey. He's not that important. He's there. And
he's there, and you're happy he's there. You know.
And
I guess there's not a whole lot of other characters.
Like, is there anything else that you really want to talk about? Like, again, like, there was so much in that final episode I liked. There's, like, a lot of episodes I can like. That, again, that final battle with Vale, the one where Vale gets revealed. The opening episodes are pretty solid. Like, like I said, if this show isn't your cup of tea, I'm surprised you make it this far unless you really want to make angry comments.
I mean, we're like 2-ish hours in. Why are you here?
Maybe, maybe. Like, this is gonna be a long video.
Well, there's a lot to talk about.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, this is the end of the show, and like, there's just so much to talk about and so much to really think about, and I can't help but say I really liked it. For me personally, I always have a hard time after these shows are end to really try to rank them in my rankings of like favorite Kamen Riders.
I just have to let it stew for
Well, you have to let it stew, and I feel like you need to rewatch it at least once before you can be like, well, it's better than this one, because it's like, it also can go different from going from week to week to binging it. I think that's another important fact.
And I've learned the hard way. Sorry, Xade. But like, it's like, I can absolutely love a show, but before I give like any like rankings, I have to wait to see the ending. It's just because I've been burned before. Because like with Xade, like it was like, wow, it was great. Not Xade, 01. I'm sorry, I mean 01. It's not even the show's fault too, because Corona basically capped its knees. You know, it came to its kneecaps. But like, I feel bad for that writer because he so desperately hasn't.
We're praying for you for Geets, bro.
Come on, man. You got this. You can write an ending. We know you can do it.
Without somebody telling you to shut the fuck up.
Hopefully you can actually write your ending this time. Because he also did X8 as well, and something similar happened.
Well, no, they were like, hey, we want to start in September. Because at that point, Kamen Rider started in October.
Yeah. But, it's just like, it was a great show, but then that ending just kind of tripped and fell on its face. The movie did help a lot, but, like, again, it's just, like, I can't give it a higher ranking just because, like...
This is my favorite of the Reiwa shows. I can say that for a fact.
Yeah.
I can say that for a solid fact. Well, meanwhile, there's only 3 Reiwas.
Yeah, that's it. There's only, like...
And I hate one of them, so...
Yeah. But, like, if I'm gonna talk about Revice, like, in a ranking kind of way, at the moment, like, I don't think that this is up to the level of, like, O's... Or, like, Den-O, because, like...
Caliber, yeah.
Like, my top, like 5-ish, like, depending on if you want to, like, count Amazons, like, some people do, some people don't. Like, my tops have basically been in, not a super specific order, like, Amazons, O's, Den-O, oh my gosh, I usually know this very well.
Build?
Then, like, it would probably be something like Build or something, and I feel like...
I'm about to say, Kuga's always on mine.
Kuga's very high up. But
That's
like,
an art
But, like, Build
piece.
was, like, a very modern, like, darling. Like, shows like Den-O are, and I think probably O's as well, like, are just, like, such darlings.
Everyone loves those.
Everyone loves them.
Forza 2.
Build was kind of, like, one of those. And I feel like, for me at least, it's one of them. Like,
I liked it a lot.
It would be, like, top 3, but it's definitely top 5. Like,
we need to watch it again.
It's there with Build. I would love to, like, binge watch this. I feel like it would probably be a little bit better because, again, things are stretched a little bit sometimes, but there's just so much good stuff in this. Like,
yeah.
Again, we talked for so long just about the characters and the arcs they went through. We haven't even gone into things like Suits. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, but before we get into Suits, let's talk about some of the other movies. The Hyper Battle video is fucking hilarious with the baby kangaroo.
Oh my god, yeah.
I just got the kangaroo stamp actually in the mail, so expect that video soon.
Ooh.
Which comes with a book for that. I like how it was all about like a wedding and everything, and it just was so wacky.
That was probably some of the funniest shit I've seen in a long time. With fucking Daiji, like, getting kissed and shit.
And then turns into Kagero.
Turns into Kagero. He's in the fucking wedding dress. Oh, my sweet lord. That was so fun. I would love to rewatch that specifically. It was so funny. Oh my god. And fucking George and the mustache.
The mystery. Yeah. Also, we had Kamen Rider the Mystery, which was a murder mystery. That was okay.
It was okay.
It was fun.
It's definitely not necessary. If there's one thing if it's like, oh, you have to skip something, I'd skip that. Like, it's not
It's
necessary.
nothing important.
It's fun. Like, if you want...
It's cool.
If you're like, I desperately need more Revice, it's like, yeah, you can watch that and
it was okay. It was fun.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Beyond Generations.
Shit, which one was it? This was,
That was the one with, Sentry. Yeah, with the kid.
That was alright.
I like that. That was actually a really fun movie, honestly. I think...
More heartfelt than I was expecting.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Did we talk about it somewhere? Did you do it for, like, a movie
I did it for the movie-thon.
Okay, so I was like, I feel like we've talked about it before, but I didn't know if it was for the show.
I'm about to say you didn't talk about it. We've talked about it, but
I feel like we had a lot of similar feelings, though.
Yeah, I honestly think that really had a ton of heart. I liked it a lot. But I'm about to say, I don't know how much of that is because of Revice. I'm not quite sure.
Revice isn't really, like, the focus of that movie, though.
Let's do the Chimera spinoff real quick. The birth of Chimera.
Right.
That was such a neat thing, and that's for Battle Familia, and it weirdly got us to like all the characters they set up that died.
I don't know how the fuck they did
Yeah,
that.
and it's like, I was like, oh wow, this is a cute little miniseries. That could take a couple.
Oh, they're dead. They're horribly dead. They're dead in such horrible ways. Like,
yeah, it's like
they made you care about these characters so quickly.
And
like,
if it didn't work for you, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I was just like,
it clicked for me. Like, I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. I like this dynamic. Oh, they're dead.
And let's get the one that we already talked about the most.
This isn't like I obviously, like, I didn't cry or anything.
Yeah,
like,
it just kind of was just like, oh.
But seeing, like, the characters, like, reaction, and the acting was also very good.
Yeah.
Like, if there's one thing I can give, like, across the board, is, like, the acting has been very good. Like,
yeah.
Like kudos to basically every single fucking actor. They've done phenomenal jobs as far as I can tell. Like, obviously I don't speak the language, so I don't know every single little nuance, but, like,
maybe I didn't say every single little syllable.
I can say that, like, the emotions come through, and that's the important part for me. And, like, I don't even remember this person's, like, name or anything, but, like, you know, when we saw, like, their responses to, like, these people being dead and everything, I choked up a little bit, just out of, like, the sheer, like,
yeah, it's like, and he wants revenge.
Empathy, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the big one. Like, this
and
was
also that was with George's demon and stuff, and it was a weird hybrid of, like, George and his dad, and it was like,
and it had the same hair but, like, zippers. It was gross.
And it had like the black and white theme kind of going on.
Yeah,
it's creepy.
Let's talk about the one that we talked about the most. But the Veil spinoff.
Oh my god!
Like we said,
I'm
about to say, is there any? Yeah, it could have been
its
its own whole show. It's like, I guess we already talked about it a lot. We gave a lot of the points.
That and Dear Gaga.
Yeah. It's like, so those, like.
Yeah, I'd say if you could only watch
like two
once. I guess two, but, like, if you could only watch one spinoff, like, or if you have to choose, watch the Veil spinoff.
Veil is the one that you should watch.
Yeah, definitely.
That is definitely the one I'm like, I highly recommend. I love the Veil special.
Definitely.
So, here's a question. Who's your favorite character?
Oh my fucking god. That's fucking impossible, man.
You can't even just say one off the top of your head?
I guess maybe Sakura, just because I don't know. Like, I just really connected with her. I really liked how she interacted with the other characters, the characters that were closest to her.
Yeah.
But it's like then again, it's like, I think it's second time, and it's like, I also really like Hiromi, just because I feel like he's really charming, and
yeah, I like.
It's like, but I also really like Iki. I really like the mom. I really like I like these characters so fucking much.
Like, I almost want to pick the dad, which the dad was one of those weird characters.
Like,
yeah, the dad. Yeah, the dad's one of those weird cases where it's like, we don't know if the actor wasn't available or something, but he would disappear for way longer swaths. Like, they got ways out of it where it's like, oh, he's healing up from it's like,
or he's hiding because it's like he's,
or
like,
Veil's out and about and just
looking for him and stuff.
But, like, honestly, Hiromi's up there. Iki was just honestly a really good character. I
liked Vice. Like, I loved all the demons so much.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like it'd be easier to say maybe characters I didn't like, just because like I liked so many of these characters, like especially just like that.
You have any least favorite character?
That main family, man. Again, like, just for one reason or another, like, I really didn't like the weird director dude.
Well, yeah, he was a dickwad.
Fucking honest. Like,
Akashi.
Like, he was just, like, really weird and creepy. But I feel like that was kind of the point, so I can't be really that mad at it. I really didn't like the Weekender kid that much just because I feel like they didn't have that much development with him. I feel like they could have done a lot more with him. I mean, we've kind of already gone over this, but it's just, like, I feel like it's easier for me to point out the ones that are, like, weaker that I didn't kind of like.
Yeah.
It's to say my favorite because I just like so many of these characters.
Oh, what about Suits?
Suits. Oh, that's even harder. Ugh. Fucking. I feel like I probably can give you like.
What about Jack Revice? Do you remember that one? The all black one, the all black blue form of Revice.
I don't know if I remember that one actually.
You don't remember Jack Revice?
Oh yeah, that was a great suit.
And then repainted to Crimson Veil.
I really like Veil. Like the Beatles suit with the side wing cape.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Demons, probably, the Veil remix suit. I can't believe I forgot about that suit. Like,
yeah.
Anna, fucking god, so
there are a lot of good suits.
Sakura's like base form a lot.
I do like Veil's, like Kamen Rider Veil's a lot because again it's like almost has like that mask,
like gas mask, and it has like that military uniform under.
Yeah, it's like it's not like the slick top. It's like a lot baggier.
Yeah, it's not like a unitard.
Like nobody's picking the Demon's Trooper as their favorite suit. I'm gonna just put that out there.
It's still a little.
It's okay.
Just oh god, just so many good suits in this, man. I mean, even if we're gonna get into like not demons, but like dead mans and like grunts and stuff, like again,
Gifu Juniors.
Gifu Juniors, I still stand by. Just look really cool because they look like little mini dangerous zombies.
Yeah.
I think probably some of the demons are probably the weak spot for me. Honestly.
Oh, the monsters.
The monsters, like not.
Yeah, like the fuzzy pants, those guys.
I don't dig that one.
I honestly.
I really didn't like the eel. I think, for instance, because it just kind of looked like a big testicle. Like, it was just kind of gross. Like, I'm just like...
like, that's kind of where that... Like, I will say the suits kind of fall flat for the monster form.
The ones that you see a lot that matter, I feel like they gave
the Giftarians.
Like, the Giftarians, again, like the Gifu Jr.
Which we saw a lot of Giftarians.
Gif himself, I think looks pretty cool. Like, and I guess the Dead Mans did look interesting. I don't really...
Like Julio's like cat form, and he had the guns and the pistols.
Yeah, it's like, and those were fine, but like, you know, again, they weren't really the focus. Like, I feel like those are the ones that fall a little bit more flat. But like,
wait, did you not like Hana's B form, Monster Demon B form?
I'm okay on it. Like, I enjoy it, but I don't think I enjoy it as much as I like the other ones.
Yeah,
like, it's still
even her rider form. I don't even think I would say. I'm like,
I honestly wish they probably would have, because again the belt is red and like it has the honey. I almost wish they. I guess her like dead man form I almost find more interesting than her common rider form.
I guess.
It's just like I feel like I understand that, like, obviously she's a very different person than she was when she was the Dead Man's, but I think
when she was Aguilera,
visually enjoyed the style of, like, the Dead Man's, like, costume choices more.
Yeah.
Especially hers.
Well, she was, like, in a tango dress.
Yeah, it was really pretty. And, like, I liked it more when she wore street clothes, and, like, Sakura. I liked it more when they wore street clothes. I didn't really like the Weekenders' costumes that much.
Oh, yeah, with the was.
Yeah.
They put all the was.
It was fine.
It was okay.
But it kind of made it feel culty, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about
They were resistance.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden...
and also, you pointed out, and I'm glad I remembered, like, when it comes to, like, people like Iki, and especially, like, with the street clothes, obviously, like, Sakura is always a little bit more fashionable.
Dressed weird. Daiji's in uniform or flannels.
Either in, like, a uniform or a flannel, something comfortable. And then there's Iki, and he's usually just kind of
in sweats.
A dude, you know what I mean? Like, he has, like, shorts and, like, a t-shirt. Because maybe it's just the stark contrast between fucking Saber and here of just going from, like, this weird, like...
Elton John dressing.
Look like Elton John, didn't he? Like,
he needed a big feather.
Like, not even bell bottoms, but straight up, like, parachute pants and, like, these, like suit... like
shirts,
blazers, and like a hat. I'm shocked they didn't put a fucking feather in, like just like this really like almost like red carpet runway high fashion shit that was just only him. And then like just Revice or
yeah.
and then just Iki that just looks like a dude that you would pass on the street. You know, I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, he always wore, like, his, like, family's merch. Like, he always had, like, a Happy Spa t-shirt.
Yeah. And honestly, that's some of the cooler things.
I mean, do you have any, like, favorite suits that you'd like to point out? Some good, some bad?
One of my favorite suits, I love Jack Revice. I love that color. I love Crimson Veil because it's just a repaint. Honestly, I think I liked Baron Rex. That was a pretty cool. Volcano is pretty cool. I like the purple. I like the flame details. Also,
Vice making his own fucking shield out of
eggshells.
Just glued that shit together.
I honestly really like Live. Like, I feel like a lot of people hate it on Live, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, Holy Live's way better. And I'm like, I guess it is. Holy Live is better than regular Live, but I like regular Live.
I'm more on the side of, like, the others of, like, it's okay.
I think
Kagero's was a lot better. I feel like I love
evil.
the style of it a lot more. I think
the paintball and everything, yeah.
I like the Holy Live look a little bit more. And then, like, the one where it's, like, a mixture of, like, the white
Evality with the cape, yeah. I like, I liked Sakura's suit. I liked the snake motif. I thought it really did work.
I liked her base suit more than I liked King Cobra, I think.
Oh, really?
I like them both.
I like King Cobra. And honestly, Demons or Veil or Deathstream. I love how Deathstream looks.
Which one is that one?
That's the dad.
Oh, yeah.
That's this one. It is one of my favorites from pure look alone. But honestly, I might have to give it to Veil.
It's just such a
I wish we would have saw him more, but it's so good and it's so simple.
So good.
All right,
There's a lot of good shit.
Yeah. I want to talk about. First of all, I was right. We did not use those T-Rex Thunder Thighs more than I have used. I have used that picture of the T-Rex Thunder Thighs more times than it has been used in the actual show. But I want to talk about the remixes real quick.
They were there and gone.
Once they got out of that initial 10, we didn't get any more.
Which I get why.
Yeah. I just want to.
We did get a recall back, you know, obviously in the
last
a
couple
episode of them.
Oh yeah, because they did them. But I want to talk about, like, which one do you really think turned out the best? The worst ones are Jackal and Terra, because
I honestly don't mind Jackal. I think
Jackal's fine. Jackal's fine, but their remix form is literally just him going on the skateboard. It's like it doesn't become a Jackal.
I know,
but that's the point of the form.
I kind of like it.
I know.
I think it's also kind of funny.
It doesn't look stupid.
The fact that like he made fun. He's like Vice made fun
George.
of George. He's like, I hate your design. He's like, oh okay, I'm gonna have him step on your face.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a fucking skateboard, dickwad.
There's a skater boy that said, "See you later, boy." And I like Patera just because it's like I think it's really.
Well, yeah, they're the only.
Vice turns just into a fucking hovercraft of all things.
Yeah, a hover motorcycle.
I'm still kind of sad that like.
That's his bike, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, it is. Like, I'm a little sad that. I do hope some Kamen Rider in the future does do it, where like their rider part of Kamen Rider is just a fucking bicycle. Like I kind of want.
Hey, that was the only other bike that we saw Iki have. Mm-hmm. But like the only reason I say those don't work because it's literally just the suits together, and that's the remix for.
Fine with it.
Well, yeah, I'm like, it's the most practical. It's the ones that don't look fucking stupid.
Oh, you want to talk about the stupid ones? Now let's get into this shit. Hell
okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
Fucking Eagle is literally just them sitting on top of each other, shoulder to shoulder, and they can fly now. It's stupid.
I think the one that probably looks the best, which probably makes sense, is the Rex one.
Well, that one's the one they have to put the most effort in. Yeah, but it doesn't even look that well, because you have fucking Vice sniffing Revi's ass.
Yeah, I think in Mammoth, like, fucking...
Yeah, it looks like they're
Revice
fucking getting sucked off.
Shoves himself in his crotch.
Yeah, it just looks like he's...
His ass out.
Yeah, exactly.
Megalodon, I think, looks pretty
Megalodon is just them laying on top of each other.
Yeah.
Lion works!
Lion!
Do you like how Lion also has a cat form? Like
Lion works as well. Yeah,
Lion works. Kong kind of works, but like
what it is,
like he just kind of folds up and goes on his ass. Kamakiri was weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Kamakiri was weird.
Brachio is so fucking derpy, and I kind of
Brachio is literally just Revice, like, snapping forward and standing on top of Vice's head, and that's the remix form.
The whole idea of these is so fucking stupid. But
well, you could tell they were doing it only to make toys.
It was such a fun, stupid.
Yeah, it was like such a... Like, this did not intrigue the plot. And honestly, the thing is that nobody liked the remix.
And I definitely see why. And they were just kind of these weird...
They were just there to sell toys, let's not.
CGI monstrosities. But you know what? I liked them because they got a good laugh out of me. They gave me a good laugh.
Yeah. So...
Was it Revice or was it a different show where... what's it called? Where like the long time freaking, what are they called? Shocker?
Oh yeah.
Where like he like turned into a good guy. For,
that
like,
was
2
O's.
seconds. That was that.
That was O's for an anniversary. Funny enough, I think oddly enough the 40th anniversary.
I don't know why.
The music.
We have to talk about the music.
I dig. Live Devil is amazing. As much as I don't like that Vice's voice actor is part of it, that song slaps too hard.
That is such a good fucking
song.
Such
a good theme.
God damn. Also, what's the one where it's like all of his siblings?
Oh, Go With the Flow.
Go With the Flow. That's a really fun one too.
Yeah.
But I have to say, my favorite is gotta be like that.
The
one,
Veil, the
Veil
one
song.
with the mom.
It is. I mean, goddamn.
That was amazing. That was good.
He introduces me every time as his fiance. When we do eventually get married, I actually do plan on having that in the wedding somewhere. I like it that much.
Yes. That was I honestly like that song a lot too.
Oh, it's so pretty. And it made me
obviously, we already talked about the toys. I love the toys.
Such good toys. Such a good show.
Yeah.
Such good stuff.
And
what did you think of like the transformations and like?
I think they were cool. It's like they were often just made into tubes that exploded with juice. Like that was like the common theming.
Yeah, but like
which I liked because it was like that scientific like beaker kind of.
But like there were a couple of exceptions. Like for instance, like I forget which specific one, but like when Kagero is kind of transforming.
Oh, the bats.
And the bats like come out of Daiji's shadow.
Yeah.
Just like there's little touches here and
there.
Yeah,
but they always end up as like to explode.
It's just like
I love demons because it's like the demon's driver's screen that goes below you, and then like the spider shows up.
Yeah,
and wraps around you.
And then this web like slaps his shoulder, and that's how he gets the webs. Again, I love that it's like I said I didn't like the demon's driver. Or demon's suit early on, but it really did grow on me.
I liked it a lot.
And I love the fact that he has so many eyes.
But the pacing, like, okay, let's talk about the pacing real quick. I think the pacing, it's almost like they had too many good characters for their own good. Because there's so many you want to see more of. You want to see more Veil. You want to see George's story get a little bit more attention.
I mean, it's not like this show.
It's almost overpacked.
Shitload of spin-offs. It has a shitload of spin-offs, and it's getting more. And I'm happy that we're getting more. But it's like, it's just so much good that you just keep.
It's a very packed sandwich.
There's so much good shit on this sandwich. But oh my god, it is a big sandwich. And I will say that, yeah, there definitely were, like, a couple issues here and there. Like, one thing would be, like, they would drag on a bit. Or
just wait for a while for a plot.
Or, again, I feel like it's probably smart in theory of, like, let's mention this early on so that people know it exists. And then maybe mention it a little midway through.
Pepper it.
So that people don't, like, forget about it, and then we'll deal with it. But then it's like sometimes you have to rush the final product a bit, like with George and his dad and everything.
Even though I really like how that ended.
But yeah, it's like, I'm not even saying that it's to its detriment. It's just it's a thing.
It's a problem, and I can see why some of the hate comes from.
Yeah, it's like,
this show isn't going to be for everybody.
There are, like, I'd say, like, probably about 2 spots where, like, it did drag a little bit. And I feel like, again, binging would probably help a little bit. Yeah. But
that's the problem watching weekly.
Again, no show was completely perfect.
Well, yeah.
So it's like, I understand. It's like, and again, it's still
worth
it. It's still worth it. And it's not like those spots are like completely useless. Like I forget what show it was. I think it was like Ghost or something, just based off of your testament of just like, we have a really important thing, and then like 5 episodes would go by of them doing other stuff like, oh shit, we forgot about the thing. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
oh my god.
I felt like it's like, oh, you could skip these episodes if you
That was
wanted.
Juoger. I fucking got so mad where they're like, we need to deal with this cube. Oh fuck, we never dealt with that cube. Let's go deal with this cube. And Ghost had another problem of like, it would also get really confusing timeline wise because Ghost had a countdown timer and he'd be like, oh my god, we gotta get Nobunaga back. 50 days or something, like a month passes. It's like, dude, what the fuck were you doing with a month's worth of time between episodes and you just sat around on your ass and your life is on the line?
Okay. Again, it's like, I don't feel like there's any dead air, basically. It's like, I never feel it's like, oh, this is kind of filler, you can skip it if you want to. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, maybe, like...
No clips, yeah.
Maybe, like, less happens in some, but, like, I don't feel like there's any truly, like, useless episode or anything.
I honestly really liked this show. It was a good, refreshing thing. I think it's really one of the most solid entries in the Reiwa era.
My god, did we need it after Saber.
I'm excited for Geats, though.
Again, I feel like I have to, but just, like, I'm sorry if you like Saber. It's just our personal opinion that we did not like it. I have a lot of I'm sending good vibes to Geats because again, I liked X-Aid. Like,
yeah, the guy writing it, I have hopes for.
Yeah, again, like 01 was such a good, solid show.
I liked it.
He just got robbed of an ending. Again, not even really his fault, not really anyone's fault. A fucking global pandemic broke out, so it's like, what can you do? It's just, I feel really bad but now it's like, you can do it, man. You can redeem yourself, and I love the.
I'm excited for it. I love the look.
I love the concept of like it's a death game. Like I'm interested in Ryuki because I know Ryuki's kind of a death game, but this one seems like it's like legitimately like a game. Like, and it's.
I'm about to say, we'll definitely have to watch some Ryuki. But yeah, no, that's it. Like, any final thoughts?
Oh my gosh, I imagine we're probably gonna have to do like. Either in, like, sprinkling into, like, other episodes, or maybe just a whole other ass episode, just shit we missed. Because I imagine we're probably gonna be like, okay, goodbye, and then we leave, and then, like...
Well, we'll talk about
shit, we didn't talk about this! You know
well,
what I mean?
we also have other stuff that we'll have to come back and talk about. Like, we're gonna get the V-Cinema for Hiromi and Daiji, and that we're definitely gonna have to talk about.
When we're talking about suits, I never even mentioned, like, Revice.
Oh, yeah, Revice suit?
Revice himself, it's really good. And Thunder Gale was so, like...
Oh, I'm surprised. Yeah, the bright yellow
like,
and
that suit, when I saw pictures of that suit, I was like, I don't know. But in person, I'm like, ooh, that's some good...
Yeah.
That's some good bright colors. Just like, my goodness, man.
Like, I enjoyed this year.
We're bleeding with love for this show. This was a fantastic show.
For us.
Yeah, it's like, again, like, we're not, like, saying, like, oh, in the comments, you know, for, like, algorithm stuff. Like, we legitimately...
Yeah, I want to know, like, what do you guys...
Like, I look in them, too, so even though it's not my channel. But, like, I'm in there, too. I like to talk and stuff.
But, yeah, so, like, I'm about to answer any of the questions. What's your guys' favorite suits? What's your favorite stamp?
Yeah, like, what? Like, give us, like, your thoughts. Like, if you liked it, especially if you didn't like it. Like, tell us what you didn't like.
Like, yeah, what didn't work for you personally? Like,
I'm always open to conversation with people that have different opinions than me.
Well, it's like, it gives you either more of an appreciation or more of a better look to perceive something, because you can only perceive it in so many different ways.
I never want to be that person that's just like, oh, you're wrong. You know, I know I joked about that earlier. But I know I joked about it earlier, but
yeah.
But I never want to be the person that's just like, oh, your opinion is different, therefore it is wrong.
Your opinion is trash, and you should fucking feel bad about it, you trash pile.
It's just, again, like, I'm always open to, like, a constructive, like, back and forth conversation about this kind of stuff, because it kind of fascinates me, just, like, having two completely different opinions and then having like a civil conversation.
Well,
just like
yeah.
what you liked and didn't like, and like the back and forth, maybe having new realizations that you never thought of.
Well,
before.
yeah, and like that's always the thing. It's always a new perspective, and just be like, oh, I didn't notice it before, or oh, I didn't pick up on it because that didn't work for me personally.
Oh, and definitely if you think of like new topics about this that like we didn't think of, or like, hey, maybe if you do end up doing another episode, maybe talk about this. I would love that, because obviously we can only think of so much.
Yeah, we can only remember so much between us, and we have, even with notes, like,
yeah, we literally like wrote down like notes and like had a wiki up just to make sure we didn't like forget a bunch
like
of
there's
stuff.
nothing that we, it's like this was a fun year for us, and I'm excited for Geats. I'm excited to get my Desire Driver, but man, this was a fun year for us. I enjoyed the story. I like it's a bittersweet note it led us on, but honestly,
I'm sad to see it go. But like, I know they're probably gonna do more. There's
yeah.
gonna be,
Well, we
like,
still have the movie. They're gonna have to come back.
I guess there's probably gonna be a movie, so there is. Like then like,
well,
I
remember
they gotta bring it back eventually, right? Because it's like you always have like.
Did we even mention that Vice? Yeah, we did mention Vice disappears forever.
Yeah, like obviously, like it's like always the writers are returning and stuff, and we're pretty consistently seeing other people.
Wait, Stormy. You not realize the first thing we got for Geats was him revealing that they're gonna be doing a Revice summer, like a winter movie of them crossing over.
Look, man, I'm not the smartest pickle in the jar, so.
You're not the sharpest crayon in the knife drawer.
I'm not the sharpest crayon in the cookie jar, but I don't know why I said pickle, but whatever.
But yeah.
But it's just.
All right,
So
I think that's it. We are clocking in like
a
very long time.
I imagine they will bring Vice back. They did have a little bit of a tease because Vice was like, "Hey, I'm not truly leaving. I'm just gonna be inside you." I wonder if this is kind of like a veil thing of like he's hibernating.
I don't know if it's hibernating because I feel
or he just like I don't know
resets or something like that.
Like, I'm just like, well, it's like he still has like an inner demon. I wonder if he'll be able to like have Vice back, but it's just kind of starting at square one. And
so like Izu.
So, yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's like
Izu got her memories back. I don't know if Revice will get his memories back. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But, I mean, it's pretty much, just because of how Writer works, like, he's got to be coming back at some point in some capacity.
Yeah.
But, you know, well, that's just something we'll have to wait and see.
So, yeah. But, yeah, again, leave your thoughts down in the comments. What did you guys think of Revice?
Nice long conversation. Yeah. Talking about a great show.
Yep. So.
Sorry this took so long.
Yeah. Also, so yeah, we'll definitely be doing better for Geats because it will be joining our spin-off show, which has... Are we at double the amount of... four? We have like probably over triple the amount of episodes on the other show.
Oh, probably.
So go check that out if you want to.
Yeah, like that's like...
Because that is where Geats stuff will be talked about.
Yeah, and we're also talking about Dawn Brothers. We're talking about Decker. We talked about Trigger. You know, lots of conversation going on there if you're interested.
Go pop over. Tell us what you think about Geats. So, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.
Especially if you got through this absolutely trudgingly long episode. If you made it to the very end, you're an absolute champion.
So, until whatever we do next.
Thanks so much.
Bye.